So guys, now we are going to learn how to create and export our own modules in Node.js. So we have already seen some examples how to actually use some inbuilt modules like path module or the OS module. So you might have observed that these are available in Node.js by default. You didn't need to install anything else. But in some cases you might need to install some extra modules, like if you want to use Express.js later on with Node.js, you would be using Express.js. So obviously you have to install Express.js. Similarly, if you are using JWT token, you would be installing JWT token separately from npm website. So there are separate modules which you always need to install. That means those modules have been created by somebody else and you're using those modules. So suppose if someone wants to use their own module, okay, so you can see this is an inbuilt module, but suppose I create my own module which does something for me. For example, if I wanted to give you a very good example, I can just say, suppose my module, I'm just gonna name this my module test. Okay, it's actually my module tut. Now inside this I'm just going to create a new file and let me just name it as module. Okay, module.js. Suppose this is a module similar to path or OS module. I have just named this file as module. Okay, and now I'm just going to say that this does some operations for me. For example, first of all, let me just create a function which adds two numbers for me, so a plus b. Similarly, for example, we have subtract. So again, if I write subtract, so it would subtract things for me. If I write a function which multiplies, so it would multiply things for me. If I write one more function which divides, so it would divide things for me. So my module does some things for me. Okay, that means you can just say that if you are performing some operations, it would allow you. So whenever I call the methods, like in the OS module, you can see that I call the method os.arg, os.cpus, os.totalmem. So what I simply mean is, if I talk in terms of this, I am calling module dot add, module dot subtract, module dot multiply. Okay, things like that. So you can see this is the module. Now before using the module, you can see you created the module, right? These are the methods which we require. Suppose we have a lot method, you can create different methods. Like OS module has been created by Node.js, so they have actually defined some methods, different kind of things. You don't need to worry about these things. But similar to this, I created my own module which does some operation, that is add, subtract, multiply, division. Okay, this is a basic overview, but later on if you want to create a very big module, it would be helpful. Okay, so obviously you won't be creating add, subtract, multiply, division, but just for reference. Okay, so right now you assume that yeah, you created a very good module, and before allowing everyone to use it, you have to first of all say module.export. So you have to export this module so that anyone can use this module.exports, and you have to export the methods which you have defined here. That's it. So once you define these methods, you can actually use it anywhere. Okay, so if your Node.js does not have the module and you have just saved your file in npm, okay, in npm official website, they have different modules. Suppose you have listed your module in that website and somebody downloads your module, they can use these methods. Okay, if someone downloads your module, in upcoming videos we'll learn more about this, but right now you know that you created this and you exported this. I want to use this module in separate files. So let's say, for example, we have this module here, so I'm just going to say that let's say, okay, I'm gonna do this in index file itself. So you can see that the path is different, totally different. You can see it's in this folder and index.js is in this folder. So we are going to write things here. Okay, so let me just comment this out. Okay, fine. So guys, I have commented everything out, and now first of all, to use this module, that is module, you have to import it. So I'll just say const module equals, now you have to type require, and inside this, since this is a module, so you have to write require and then double inverted commas. Then you can see in the same folder I have to look for my module tut. Inside this I have to look for module. So that's how you target the path. Now you have targeted the module. Okay, so if I say let add equals module dot add, and inside this you can pass any data. Similar to this you can pass subtraction, similar to this you can get data for multiply, similar to this, and data for divide. Okay, I hope you know basics of JavaScript. If you're not, then you can actually watch my previous videos on JavaScript. So you can see very basic add operation would be performed and result would be returned here. Similarly, result would be returned here, returned here, returned here. Okay, now after this, let's try to print things, results which we got here. Okay, add, subtract, multiply, divide. We are going to divide. We are going to get the results. So let me just type index.js, and now if I hit this, so you can actually see that I got the result. 2 plus 3 is 5, 2 minus 3 is minus 1, and 2 into 3 is 6, and 2 divided by 3 is 0.66. Okay, so you can see that the results are perfect, and we created our own module and we actually use this module. Okay, similar to this, you can just save this module somewhere online and you can share it with others so that they can use your module. Okay, so I hope you understood how to actually create a module and use it in separate files. That's it for module creation.